Today we are going to discuss the different types of numbers we are using in computers. Last class we have discussed how to represent numbers, right? In 8-bit we have given an example. So we have to understand what are the different types of numbers we can use in computers. Basically there are two types. One is the integer, which is your 1, 2, 3, etc. are integers. Then you have real numbers. Real numbers are called, they are denoted as floating points. Suppose you have some number as say 3.12 or 4.01. So there is numbers before and after the decimal. So such type of numbers you call it floating point or float. They also have to be represented in the computer. So these are the two different types of numbers which you represent in a computer. Now the integers. How we represent the integers? Whatever it is we will be representing in terms of 0 and 1 in binary. In that itself there are different types of representations. That is what we are going to discuss today. So integers are classified as unsigned integer. I will discuss each of that. Unsigned integer and signed integer. In the signed integer there is sign magnitude representation, 1's complement representation and 2's complement representations. So these are the different ways by which you can represent. So first we will take one by one. Let us take the unsigned integer. So binary integer in the unsigned representation. What does this mean, unsigned? Let us take the example of a decimal number of value 10. We are going to represent it in 1 byte. 1 byte means there are 8 bits. So in your binary you know the value of 10 is 1010, is it not? It requires only 4 bits. But we have to represent this in 8 bit because we have specified we have to mention it in 8 bit. So whatever number you are given and you are asked to represent, you will be told in how many bits you have to represent. So this is an 8 bit representation. So in 8 bit you need only 4 bits to represent decimal 10. So the others you will keep as 0. So this is the representation of the decimal number 10 in the binary system in the 8-bit configuration. So this is the 8-bit arrangement. All the others you can keep 0 so that the value does not change. So this is an unsigned representation in which you represent number 10. You can assign values to each of these. So what will be the maximum number or digit you can represent using this 8-bit? You will have to keep all the values 1. That will be 1, 1. That means 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. That is the highest value possible in this 8-bit. After that you cannot store it. That is the maximum value. So what will that value be? 1, 1, 1, 1 means this 1 into 2 raised to how much? This has got place value 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 2, etc. up to 2 raised to 7. Is it not? So this will come to 1 into 2 raised to 7 plus 1 into 2 raised to 6 and so on. You calculate. You can find out that the total value will be 255 will be the value represented by this number. That is equal to 2 raised to n minus 1. You put n, this is an 8-bit arrangement, n equal to 8. So 2 raised to 8 minus 1 will be 255. So even if you are taking a 4-bit or 16-bit or 32-bit, you can find out what is the maximum value by taking 2 raised to n minus 1. You have to substitute the value of n. If you are taking a 16-bit representation, you will have to put n equal to 16. If it is a 32-bit configuration, you have to put n equal to 32, you will get the value. So that is the unsigned representation. You are not assigning any sign value here. You can represent all the digits from 0 up to the 8th bit. You can represent and all are counted in taking the value. Okay. Is it clear to all of you? So you can assign values to each of these to represent the number. Now this is the unsigned configuration. Now we are going to the signed representation, binary integer in the signed representation. Again, for example, we are taking an 8-bit arrangement. 8-bit means this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 0 to 7. It has got 8 columns. You can see there. In this signed configuration, what we see is we assign, this is the most significant bit, isn't it? This has got the maximum weightage. So this leftmost bit you are assigning, you are keeping it apart for giving the sign, whether it is a positive integer or negative integer, you can give the value in this sign. So this will be keeping aside. We will not use it for representing the value of the digit. Like here we have used up to this also you have used to represent the value. 255 means this eighth bit also has to go take up value 1. But here what you do is we are not using the leftmost bit to represent our number. We can use only this much to represent our numbers. So this you will be using for the sign, keeping it aside. And you will be giving 0 if it is a positive number. You can represent positive and negative numbers. If it is positive numbers you are representing, you can assign the value 0. If it is negative number you are using, you will be giving the value 1. Then the rest of it you can represent. Whatever number is given, you can put in these values. That is the signed binary integer. In the signed binary representation itself, there are 3 types. This is the signed integer notation you have given. First leftmost column, you have kept it aside for the sign value, positive or negative, to indicate that. Then the magnitude is represented in the rest of that. In that itself, there are 3 types of representation: sign magnitude representation, 1's complement representation, and 2's complement representation. So these 3 ways you can represent an integer. You can give the sign also, whether it is a positive integer or negative integer. So first we will take the sign magnitude representation. In the sign magnitude representation, let us take the example. First we will take the simplest of the case, a positive number, a decimal number plus 10, the value. The binary of representation of 10 is 1010. We have done that in the last class. So you have to represent 1010 in 8 bit. So you will keep all the others 0, is it not? Then this is a positive integer. So what you do is the first column you will keep it as, because it is a positive integer, you have to put it 0. Positive integer 0. Then 10 is requires only 4 bits to represent. 1010 will give the value 10. The rest of it you put it as 0. Clear? So this is representing, the first 0 represents that the number is positive integer. Then it's binary. Binary of 10 is 1010. All the others you keep at 0. Next, what you have to do is, you have to represent a negative number. Minus 10 you have to represent. The number is negative. So the first place you will have value 1. Negative number 1. So first place you put the value 1. Then 10. 10 is represented by 1010. 1010 is here. All the rest you keep it as 0. So here only the difference is the sign value. For positive integer and negative integer, only the first bit represents, this gives the positive value, this gives the negative value. This part remains the same. The magnitude part does not change. Similarly, you can take the example of 99 plus 99. Because the integer is positive, the first place you will have value 0. Then 99 is represented by 1100, 011. Then coming to minus 99. Minus means the first place is 1. Then whatever is corresponding to the value of 99, you will have to keep it here. So this is the sign magnitude representation of a decimal number in binary. Now you can similarly find out what is the decimal number for the following 8-bit binary numbers. You should understand one thing. In the sign magnitude representation, we can use only, you have to leave this one for sign. The rest of the bits only you can use to represent numbers. Whereas in the unsigned case, you can use even this bit to represent your number. So that means the number you are representing using the unsigned representation will be a bigger number, because you can use up to this. Whereas here you can use only these 7 places to represent our number. Now you can try this. You can convert this. This is an, here I have given an unsigned number, and signed number. The usual method you can use, how you convert binary to decimal. So this is an unsigned, means it is simply as you write your ordinary binary. So you can take the place value. This is 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 2, 2 raised to 3, 2 raised to 4, 2 raised to 5. All is 0. So 1 into 2 raised to 5 plus 1 into 2 raised to 3 plus 1 into 2 raised to 0. That will be the value of this number. Then again second one also, it is unsigned. Unsigned number means the first place is not for representing positive or negative. It is the actual value itself. So you have to consider 1 into 2 raised to 7 plus 1 into 2 raised to 6 plus 1 into 2 raised to 3. So that is the value in the unsigned magnitude. Whereas you look at this third one, this is a binary number in the signed magnitude representation. Signed magnitude representation means first digit is to represent the value, whether the number is positive or negative. So this one is for negative. That means the number is a negative integer. Then the rest part you have to take. So this is 1 into 2 raised to 7 plus 1 into 2 raised to 3, etc. You have to calculate, so that you can work it out. So now let us look at how what is the largest number and smallest number we can represent in the same number of bits in the signed and unsigned representation. So you can see here, this is corresponding to unsigned, this is corresponding to signed. Suppose you are taking a 4-bit representation. In this, in the unsigned case, you can use all the 4 bits to represent the number. So the largest number will be 1111. What is 1111? Its value is 15. And what is the smallest number? Smallest number is 0, because you are using the unsigned representation. The same thing if you are taking the signed representation, what happens? You are having only 4 bits. 1 bit you have to keep aside for the sign, whether it is a positive or negative. Then you will be having only 3 places to represent the number. 111. What is 111? The value is 7. So the largest number in a 4-bit arrangement in the signed configuration will be plus 7, because one location you are giving it for the keeping the sign, whether it is a positive or negative integer. So here you will get all the 4 to represent the number. So the largest number you can represent in a 4-bit in the unsigned configuration is 15. That means 2 raised to n minus 1. That is what you can represent here. 2 raised to n minus 1. So 4-bit means 2 raised to 4 minus 1, that is 15. That is the largest value. Whereas here it will be 2 raised to n minus 1 minus 1. 4-bit means n minus 1 is 3. 2 raised to 3 is 8. 8 minus 1, 7. So plus 7 is the maximum value you can represent in the signed configuration. And the smallest value, because you are having a negative place, you can go to a still smaller value than 0 in the case of the signed magnitude representation. Again, you will be having only 3 places to represent the number, because you have taken a 4-bit, 1 bit goes for the sign, and the maximum will be 7. That is minus 2 raised to n minus 1 minus 1. That is the value for the smallest digit. Now look at the 8-bit. In the 8-bit, the largest number in the unsigned. That means all the 8 locations you can give the value. So the number will be 2 raised to n minus 1. You can represent 255. And the smallest value will be, you can put all the value, all the 8 columns you put 0, you get the value 0. Here all the 8 columns you put value 1, you get 255. And in the signed representation, again, first leftmost place you are assigning for the positive or negative sign. So remaining you will get only 7 places to give the value to represent numbers. So the maximum will be 127. That is 2 raised to n minus 1 minus 1. Here it is 2 raised to, because all the n you will get to assign the value, whereas here you will get only n minus 1 to represent that many numbers. But you can represent positive and negative numbers here. So in the 8-bit it goes from plus 127 to minus 127. So a general notation you can have, if you have n-bit representation, in the unsigned you can go the maximum value is 2 raised to n minus 1, minimum is 0. Whereas in the signed magnitude representation you can go from plus 2 raised to n minus 1 minus 1 to minus 2 raised to n minus 1 minus 1. Okay, that was a comparison between the signed and unsigned. Now in the signed representation, let us take one by one. We have told that there are 3 representations in the signed convention itself. That is signed magnitude representation, which we have already discussed. That is what is given here. Next is 1's complement. Then we have to discuss 2's complement. So let us see what is 1's complement representation. In the 1's complement representation, what you do is, for positive integers, you don't make any change. Whatever you get is as written down in your binary, including the sign. That is taken as whatever is given for the positive integer. I'll explain the example. First, let me tell what are the important parameters. For the negative integer, what you do is, suppose you want to find out, example I'll show you. You want to find out minus 99, 1's complement of minus 99. What you do is, you take the 99, what is the binary equivalent of plus 99, you find out. Plus 99 is given by, this is the value of plus 99. This you are assigning for the sign bit. The rest of the value corresponds to 99. That means whatever is for the positive integer, you write down its binary in the 8-bit form, because you are asked to find out in the 8-bit form. Then what you do is, find the binary to the positive integer. You have to find out the negative integer. First you find out what is the binary of its positive integer. Then you can flip zeros and ones. That means you are going to change 0 to 1 and 1 to 0. At each position, wherever you have 0, you change it to 1. Wherever you have 1, you change it to 0. 1 goes to 0, 0 goes to 1, 0 goes to 1, 0 goes to 1, 1 is 0, 1 goes to 0. So this will give you minus 99. See, you can see the first digit 1 represents indicates that the number is negative. So this is the 1's complement method by which you represent a negative integer. Did you understand? So one more example I'll show you. Suppose you want to find out the 1's complement of minus 50. The same method. First what you do, you take plus 50, find out what is the binary of plus 50 in 8-digit representation, 8-bit representation. You write down the value of the binary of 50. Got this. What is the next step? We have to go for a negative integer. So you have to flip between 0 and 1. So this 0 goes to 1, this 0 goes to 1, 1 goes to 0, 1 goes to 0, 0 goes to 1, 0 goes to 1, 1 goes to 0, 0 goes to 1. So you got the first place as 1 representing the negative integer. So this is how you represent. This has got value minus 50. So you can try what is for minus 25. Minus 25 means again you will be writing down what is the binary equivalent of 25 in 8-bit representation. What is the next step? Yes, you have to flip zeros to 1 and 1 to 0. That is, you are taking the 1's complement. For flipping this, what you say is you take the 1's complement. So you take the 1's complement, you get it like this. This is your minus 25. Now I am asking you to write down the 1's complement form of plus 15. So what you do is, plus 15 you write down what is the binary number for that. In the case of positive numbers, you need not make any flipping. Keep it as such. So you write down your binary equivalent for 50. Represent it in whatever bit formation you have been asked. You have been asked to do it in 8-bit. So in 8-bit you represent number 50. No flipping for positive numbers. So please understand this. There is no flipping required for positive numbers. Only in the case of negative numbers you do the flipping. So this is the ones complement representation of a binary negative integer. You can try out different examples. Take a few examples and work it out.